Welcome back to Craving Cars. My name is Corey, and this is your September up-to-date video. And this month is brought to you by our sponsors. I'm getting to this. Ixnay on the answer spay. So this month, not brought to you by anybody, but that means next month is open to sponsorship. We can still cue the intro. Oh, yeah. Cue the intro. Thanks for joining in, guys. If this is your first time here, this is just a monthly up-to-date video of which we let you know of kind of what's going on, what shows to kind of expect that's coming up for the entire month. And just so you know, of course, all of the shows that we are going to, I'm not going to go over complete detail with them, all the shows that we are covering today, because all of the links to their Facebook affiliate page is going to be in the description below. So make sure you check that out. And of course, you can just click on the link, take you right to where you need to go. It's going to tell you, your location, your times, your dates, and a little bit of what's the show about, of what I'm not going to cover. So something that piques your interest, I say just go through the list, jot down something that we go over, click it, get the details, and then we'll see at the shows. This is September. People might think, wow, the car scene is dying down here in the Midwest, but you know what? It isn't. If anything, September is busier than ever. So much to the point where I'm really having to try really hard to just try to find out what shows I'm going to go to, which ones I'm just going to miss out on, because it's just not going to be possible to hit them all. And as we're continuing on with this, I just want to let you know, if there is a show that you are interested in us putting out there in the future, let us know, of course, ahead of time. You can contact us through Craving Cars on Facebook, cravingcars@gmail.com, and of course, well, comment in the comment section below, so on the videos. So that's one way to do it. And matter of fact, on this show, if there's something going on in September that we're not covering on this, but you still want to get people out, this is what this channel is all about. This is what this segment is all about, of why we put this together, was the fact that we want to get this out there more. We want to get the car scene pumping and going, and not necessarily Kansas City. Granted, that's what we concentrate on, because that's where we're centrally located from. But even if you're not too far away, hey, you want on the show, put it in the comment section below. Hey, check out this show, put a time and date. Go to our Facebook page. This link on this video will be on our Facebook page. In the Facebook, comment below and share. And don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe, because if you're already in the stuff on YouTube or on Facebook, you might as well just hit the buttons. It's a like button. It kind of looks like this. Only without my face. It's this part here. This part. Like, share, subscribe, please. Thank you. I've got the man notes, which is basically consists of notebook and a cell phone, just in case I miss something. I don't want to give you improper information. That would be bad. We don't want that. But with no further ado, of course, let's go ahead and get on with this program and kind of get over the list of shows. So first that's coming up, of course, is going to be started on September 1st. And that is going to be your Crossroad Cars. And if you haven't attended, we've been to a couple of those. Go check out some of the previous Crossroad Cars videos and get an idea of what it's going to be like. The event starts at about 11 o'clock in the morning and it goes to about 1:30. So it's just kind of a nice little midday, sort of late morning, early afternoon. No excuses to make the show. Just go. All right. Of course, like I said, that's going to be in the links description below. And what I will be doing is I will put them in order. So as we're talking about them, they'll be in order of what we talked about in the description. So second up for the month is the first of the month. The first Friday, that is. On September 6th, we have the First Friday put on by KCI Works. And I really don't want to miss this one. Of course, this is going to be, takes place about 6 o'clock p.m. So if you get off work, just get off, kind of like 5, 6 o'clock, just get off a little earlier. Just like, hey, boss, I've got a family emergency. And I don't know, I got this cough and I gotta get going because I got a party to go to. Yes, KC Auto Works, they haven't done a First Friday in quite some time, and I am so glad they're going to put this on. So we're gonna be there. It's get there early. There's not very much parking, so the earlier you get, the less you have to walk to get to it. But we're talking live bands. We're talking drinks for the adults, and hello, but a bouncy house for the kids. Hey, beats a room full of balls, doesn't it? I mean, I always thought it did. I don't know, but friendly, fun atmosphere, of course, that we're gonna have here. And Craving Cars is going to take a small little tour through the shop too. And if you don't know what KC Auto Works is, it's down there on Southwest Boulevard in Kansas City, and it's basically a full-service shop for all your auto repair needs. And not to mention, they do some custom work and fabrication, and just make some pretty kick-butt rides. And you're going to see some of their stuff that they have, some of their own personal cars that they've done while you're there. So go there. Just do it. Next morning is going to be September 7th, and that is going to kick off the first Cars and Coffee of September. The first and third Saturday of every month, of course, is put on by the Kansas City Automotive Museum. I haven't been in the museum for a couple months, so we're going to get by, check that out. I suggest you do the same thing. Very cool. Cars and Coffee, Kansas City Automotive Museum in Olathe. It's good times. Oh, and there's donuts and coffee. You like classic cars? Do you like classic cars? I tell you what, go to the museum, check out a little bit of all the above, including the classic cars, since it's, well, a museum. And then hop over to this. This is going on from about 9 in the morning till 3. And we are talking the 2019 Johnson County Oat Settlers Classic Auto Show. Classic Auto Show. This is all pre-1979. So this is 70s and older. So if you like the classic cars, I suggest checking it out. The next day, September 8th, it's a Sunday, so we've got the Imports and Performance Show KC. Now that is not just imports. There's basically, it's a car show where there's no restrictions on models or anything of that sort. It's kind of a free show, and granted, you're going to be a lot of imports. It is done by, put on by Moley Audi of Kansas City, not to mention the Audi Club of Kansas City, and of course Audi Club of North America, Kansas City division. Lots of Audi in there, so I have a feeling there will probably be Volkswagens there as well. This is their second annual one. I think we're going to see a pretty good mix of cars here. A lot of imports. It seems like the majority of these imports are like the European imports on this. Other makes and models of performance cars are welcome. You're also going to have the 13th annual, so this has been going on for a while. This is the Wheels and Dreams Car, Truck, and Bike Show. As a Shawnee tradition, this is actually has a track record of one of the most consistent attended car shows in the region. So that's saying quite a bit. So we're thinking like 300 cars or more, and with over 5,000 spectators, that's a pretty good recipe for a nice time. You know, if you're into this kind of thing, but if you're watching this video, oh, trust me, you're into this kind of thing. Going on from about 1 o'clock to 4, so it's a nice little mid-afternoon kind of show. Kind of fulfill the weekend out. Let's move it along. Got lots of stuff to cover. This is where it gets a little ridiculous. Okay, I have a different obligation to take to, so I'm actually going to be a bit out of town for this one. But it's to be covered in another show, and it's a show that we covered last year, of course, as well. It's done very well with Craving Cars. We've been very welcome back this year, and so we're going to do it as a part-time, partial kind of sponsorship with this. Before I get into the show, this is all stuff going on September 14th. All right. Midwest Fox Fest, White Castle Run 2019, I-70 Showdown, American Royal BBQ Car Show, 2019 KCI Cruise Car Show, 2019 Menards Chevy Show, and the 5th Annual Classic Car Show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things that I have listed, and these aren't the only things. I stopped listing them. Now, let's kind of go through the list. Midwest Fox Fest. Welcome, everybody, to the Midwest Fox Fest. This is the Fox Body Group. This is going to be in Omaha. So all your Fox Body Fords, of course, your Mustangs, your Fairmonts, your Zephyrs, your Thunderbirds, your various other little Fox Body Ford cars. So it's Fox Body only. There's no exceptions, of course, to this. If you're a big fan of them, come on up and let's take a look. If you have one, come on up and be part of the show. It was a really good show last year, even though it was cold and rainy. Good time, of course, with that. We're going to be checking that out. Craving Cars, of course, is going to be doing the full coverage of that show. And, of course, we will have that video up shortly afterwards with a link to their site, their Facebook page, And of course, it'll be on Craving Cars, which you should watch and subscribe. And when you get this video, you can like it as well. You know that thing that looks like this? Share it. All right, I'm just going to display this real briefly because this is kind of an invite thing, but this is, I wanted to put this out because once again, it's a really awesome event that I'm not going to be able to attend, put on by one of my favorite little car groups for Volkswagen and Audi, and this is the KCH2O group, and it's going to be and that's all I'm going to say about it. But how about this? Have you ever wondered what it was like when you have the car scene of Kansas City and St. Louis in one show? Because KC Showdown is making it happen. This is going to be in Columbia. Well, you are in Columbia, you should probably be going anyways. But if you're in any one of those places, you're not too far from Columbia. Make it a little bit of a trip. Check this out. I think this is going to be a really fun time. This is something that's different. It's open to all makes and models. $20 registration fee. There's going to be 5 different food vendors. It's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's going to be awards. It's going to be fantastic. If you did not check the KC Showdown earlier this year, go watch that video. Finish watching this and then go watch that video as well, and you can get an idea on how good the KC Showdown is when they put down a show. I mean, this is. But here's a secret. Shh, don't tell anybody except for everybody you talk to. This is not going to be the last part you see of KC Showdown this year. That's right. But see, Craving Cars is going to be at the next one. And yeah, this is not the last month of this car season. Nope. Not one bit. Denny Eddie, you were putting on some cool stuff. We've already talked about the Kansas City Automotive Museum, and Cars and Coffee is not the only thing they're doing this month either. So they're going to be out at the Kansas Speedway putting on the American Royal BBQ Car Show. And are they going to have barbecue there? Yeah. Possibly. They might even have barbecue there. How good does it get? Cars and barbecue? Maybe we should do some kind of show. Barbecue and cars. No. Barbecue and burnouts. Burnouts and barbecue. That's a good car show name right there. Burnouts and barbecue. Only actually have a spot to where people can actually do burnouts if they wanted to. That'd be pretty cool. Menards, a place where you can save big money, is having a Chevy show. So if you're a Chevy fan, take a look at this place. If you're a Ford fan, take a look at this place with all the Chevys. It's actually taking part with the next one we're going to talk about. This is why we're doing it in this order. It's going to be the KCI Cruise Car Show. So it's kind of, Menards has this thing, and then they're joining the KCI Cruise Show. This is a really big show. They're talking about over 1,500 cars. It's sad that I did miss this the last year as well because of being out of town, and this year, well, because of being out of town. Priorities in life. What are you gonna do? But if you're in town, you can catch Menards Chevy Show, KCI Cruise Car Show, and that's a good time. And before that, you've got the American Royal Barbecue Car Show put on by the museum at the Speedway. I mean, this is a big day. Just go to it all. Move along to the next weekend. Finally. Crazy Vinyl. So the 2019 Crazy Seasonal Closeout, or Season Closeout Meet, as they would call it, but put on by Crazy Vinyls. Jared does a good job from Crazy Vinyls putting on nice little get-togethers and groups and stuff. It's always a fun time because I go to these and I always have a fun time. That's how I know. They're having their season closeout. I'm going to check that out. That's going to go a little bit later in the day, so that usually goes about 5 to 8 o'clock. And a lot of times right at 8 o'clock, if you're wanting to participate, kind of stay a little bit longer, he'll do a little cruise from the location of the show to a certain spot, and then you can kind of all cruise, and then you go meet up, and then you chat some more and talk and have fun. And check out the video earlier on called Brick City Nights, kind of put on by Aubrey's Adrenaline Factory. Robert Bell was there, put this kind of show on just to kind of do it, just kind of show a little bit of car scene and things like that to other people. And he immediately, shortly after, booked another one. And this is it. This is Brick City Nights round 2, and it's happening in the same place down at the West Bottoms. You know, well, the first one was pretty good too, and I think this is just going to expand and be bigger and be nicer. But you can kind of check a little bit out what that show is. Go check that out. Craving Cars did do full coverage of that one. on the first one, and just you can get an idea on how good that one was. Been doing some things out of town, of course, a lot, and recently we went to Arkansas, went to Eureka Springs to a kind of a big Volkswagen weekend. One of them was technically just a German show, so it wasn't just Volkswagen, so we had BMWs and Audis and stuff. So turns out they do a lot of really cool things like that. And so now they got a couple things going on, but one of the ones that really attracted me here is Arkansas's largest road tour is what this is called. And the reason why this is attracting me so much, because not that long ago, you guys are following with Craving Cars. Craving Cars, we went on a rally called the Show Me Rally. You definitely need to check these out. There are 3 days right now going on, and they're still not done yet. We still got another video that we're going to release with that yet. And the reason I bring this up is because it was just a way to get away. It wasn't just your typical car show or typical cruise nights. It was an out of town adventure, a journey, an epic time that it was just fantastic. We went on these just amazing roads through Colorado and the mountains and Pikes Peak, and they were just fantastic. And well, immediately when I come back to Kansas City, it was instant like missing. Just like I've come back from vacation before, it's like, yeah, it was a good time. That was a good time. Maybe next time we'll go here instead. I didn't want to do anything but go back. Well, a couple weeks later, we went down to Arkansas and down to Eureka Springs. And if you've ever done Arkansas, it ain't the mountains of the Rockies. It's just not. But you also have some pretty sceneries. But the roads, lower speed limit kind of roads, but really tight and windy. And I just remember how much fun I had in Colorado with these kind of roads. And here I am with this car. And two things that really kind of sucked. One, we got there late and it was dark. So not knowing curvy roads in the dark, we're driving slow. On the way back, we get hit by rain. So now we're on these really awesome, lovely curvy roads in the rain, of which we still had to take it nice and slow, and didn't really get to enjoy them to its fullest. And just thinking, how awesome would it be to take a cruise with a bunch of people on these roads? And turns out, there is one. It's the Arkansas's largest road tour. It's going on September 22nd in Fayetteville, Arkansas, from about 10:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. And it's taken on a lot of these kind of roads that we're talking about, and it's just the ones I was on aren't the only ones. I mean, there's a bunch of them in Arkansas that are kind of like this. So if you're in that area, I say check it out. I mean, even from Kansas City, you're looking at a 3.5 hour drive. It's really not that bad. You can still get there early, leave early enough, and get there enough time, enjoy the cruise, and still make it home before it's late. How fun is that? So if Craving Cars can muster its way out of town for one last little day towards the end of September, I think we're going to do it. Check out the link in the description below. Last weekend of the month, I've got a couple of quick things to cover, and then I've got one that's once again, it hits that little sentimental part. But let's get through it. Last Saturday of the month, which means you've got all summer. You've had two different things you can do in the last summer of every month. You've got the KCI Cars and Coffee, which is the biggest cars and coffee event that we have in the Kansas City area. It's growing still. It's big. Last one was huge. This here, that's from one of them. That's from not even the last one. This was from the one before that. So fun time. Kansas City Cars and Coffee with that. Stephen Cook is kind of ahead of that, puts that on. So thank you, Stephen Cook, for doing that. And you've got Gateway Classic Cars here in Kansas City, puts on their Caffeine and Chrome. So that's also during the same time. So Cars and Coffee is from 8 to 10. This is from 9 to 12. So you got some overlap time in there, but at the same time, you can make both if you want. Now, the last Caffeine and Chrome, I will say, it was a good turnout. It was a lot of really cool cars. Not just some classic cars, but we have some cool exotic cars. Not to mention they have one heck of a little collection of cars, obviously, that are for sale, that are inside the inside showroom for Gateway Classic Cars. So go check that out. Go! Last event of the month that I'm going to discuss. If you guys can remember the NOPW National Orange Popsicle Week Fuel House pop-up event that we had a few months ago. You can check that out. Go ahead and check out the Fuel House video. It's also just the Fuel House itself is a very cool place. We were there. Craving Cars was there. Invited there. So thank you, Johnny, for that. He's kind of the top side guy of NOPW, and he invited me out. We had a really good time. We talked a little bit, raising the awareness and fundraisers and stuff of that sort for strokes, for stroke awareness and stuff and things. And there's a story, of course, with that. Johnny explains that all the time. He will more likely at this event be talking about that too. So if you don't know anything about NOPW and you're in town, then there's no excuse for you not to go to this show. This is going to take place at the Kansas Speedway, the Interfield. It is a very, very nice show. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as if Craving Cars is going to make it. When the date came out, I'd already had booked dates for out of town, and it doesn't look like Craving Cars is going to probably be making it this year. But we'll be with you in spirit and heart, and helping you raise that stroke awareness, helping you where we can as far as that fundraiser, all that fundraiser stuff. There's no profit to this. This is a non-profit deal. All of the proceeds go to help hospitals and things buying equipment to help people fight and prevent strokes. So it's a really cool deal. It's a really cool event. Check out the link on the description below. You'll see kind of a short video that they had made, and it kind of shows just a little bit of what the show, what it's kind of like, what you can expect to see. And it really looks like a really, really great time. Is it kid friendly? Yes. Thanks for joining in with us today. If you made it to this video to check out all the events that we have been talking about, of course, in this up-to-date video, I super appreciate it. And I thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done that already. And just remember, to all you cravers out there, keep craving. Let's go ahead and turn my phone down, because I need someone to be interrupting us during video making time. That'd be bad. I don't know why the video just stopped on me just all of a sudden there. I don't know why did I say that? I don't know why I said it that way. I probably went further on that than need be. I don't know. Should I put anything else in there? I think we're good.